Hello. Okay. Pretty sure that I am live. I think I'm live at least. Stream says I'm live. So I'll just assume that I am, I guess. Yeah, so I'm gonna be continuing this drawing that I did on yesterday's stream. Just looking at a couple of windows very quickly. Looking at my CPU usage. Yeah, trying to see if I can get the drain on OBS to the CPU drain to go down a little. If I hide it, then yeah. But I need to see the upload rate of the stream because it seems like the stream usually dies on me at some point. I gotta basically restart it really quick. But I'm not really doing anything on my computer, so it doesn't matter that much, I guess. So first thing I'm gonna do now is add in the pink flowers. Not used this pink pen yet. Hope it's kind of a reasonable pink color. Not really sure. It's a hotter pink than I was expecting. Probably need to add in some white parts. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I want the petals to go. kind of winging it and hoping it looks good. But not really sure. I don't know. Looks like a tree to me. Looks like, kind of like a blossoming tree, right? Better it look like a blossoming tree. It doesn't. It's kind of tricky trying to figure out how this is supposed to flow though, based on the reference I'm looking at. Seems like the end of a lot of the smaller branches is just covered by the petals. Hmm. I'm not sure if I'm liking the way this is going, but I feel like I'm gonna let it play out because I don't really know how else I'd go about doing this. It's the motions. Oh, well, you know what I said I was going to do? I said I was going to draw the way the pedal should go, and I never actually did that. So it probably would have been smart to consider. hearing these buzzing noises that seem like it should be from a phone vibrating, but it's not my phone. So I don't know, maybe it's the pipes. Maybe it's just all in my head. I do wonder that sometimes. Although I don't really believe in the like we're in the Matrix theory. Cause like I don't know, if there was a civilization that could create multiple universes that could simulate a universe, it'd statistically be likely to produce many of them. And if that's the case, then statistically speaking, it's more likely that we're in one of a civilization's many simulations than like the actual universe. But it's kind of dumb. Get rid of all the black bits on these ones. Yeah, anyone that's listening, I don't know if you guys have, watched. You guys watch a lot of Netflix, but there was this show that came out a while ago, I think, that's basically like Project Runway, but for makeup artists. That was a very good show because in a lot of these shows, they kind of have them do like, quote unquote challenges with the, well, not, I mean, I guess they are challenges, but with, I guess, people in the industry. But the people they'd get usually in these types of shows aren't like that high profile, and it's like they're not really coming at them and treating the people as though they're, grading them as though they were an industry professional. But the makeup artist does, and like you can see that like the people on the show like actually got networking opportunities, whereas some of these other shows doesn't really feel like that's what's going on. They have like catchy music and stuff for the show. Yeah, speaking of Netflix today, I was watching the show called Jupiter's Legacy, I think, something like that. And it's basically like superheroes, but it's not like it's not like Marvel, where they're like there's some evil guy and they're fighting them. I mean, I think guess there is kind of, but it like focuses way more on the characters' interpersonal relationships and stuff. There's like almost no actual superhero fights. It's like being a superhero is more of like a backdrop for a character study than like, oh yeah, we're watching superheroes kick ass right now. Like, if anything, the superheroes are very dysfunctional, which is kind of cool because it seems like the more trendy superhero movies aren't really like getting deep into the weeds about um I mean, I guess I wouldn't say it's like fun and fancy free or anything, but they're not like challenging you in the theater because most people I guess don't want to be challenged. But it is nice to see people that want to challenge you because I appreciate that stuff. I like going with the white and make it a bit neater. Might not go as late today just because I'm I guess a bit more tired than I usually am at this time. Maybe I'll actually wind up changing my schedule. But who knows? I thought I showed this. Maybe I didn't. Something wrong with this. Oh, silly pens. So my if you were here last stream, you saw that I had my dogs with me for most of the time, and that was because my parents went to go see a concert, and usually the dogs sleep with my parents. But today my parents came home, so now I'm free. I feel like the ink isn't coming out as nicely now. I might just be crazy. So let's go with this pen. It's not clicking down the same way as the other one. Instead, for some reason I thought the back of the pen fell off. It's just the cap. It's like, oh no, there's paint everywhere. But I guess the paint kind of lightens a bit. I like that this stuff dries fast. I think that takes too long to dry as well, because then you'll smudge it everywhere. That's never a good thing. Shit. I don't know. Huh. Yeah, so if you guys are curious about the glove that I have, it's a bike glove. I don't really remember the story behind why I have it, but I do own bike gloves. Oh yeah, actually, for my college, there was like a summer program before school started that I got into basically, and we basically went bike riding. That was what the gloves were for. But now, why am I wearing it? You might assume it's to help me draw. Sort of is. But it's not what you're thinking. Under this, I have a thing called Acrylics. Basically, what that does is it pushes on the pressure point between your index finger and your thumb to help relieve headaches. What does that have to do with the glove, you might ask? Well, if I just had it on my hand, normally it would fall off. The glove kind of keeps it in place while I'm moving around. Does it work, you might ask? Not as well as I'd like, but it does work. I think part of the problem was it worked better when I first had it, but you like it's made of plastic, so I think it kind of stretches out of it because it's like a plastic kind of hook thing that like pinches down. But if you have it on you, what I guess happens is instead of pinching down, it gets stretched to being a bit wider. And it doesn't put as much force as it originally did. But there might be a way to fix that, I'm not really sure. Do 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 do. You get 10 points if you recognize what game that track was from. I'm gonna spoil it for you. Are you ready? It was from the game Kirby. In what was it? Kirby in Adventureland, something like that. The original, I think, NES game. I think that was the first Kirby. They had Kirby for the Game Boy, and then they made a remake of the NES Kirby for the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance. It's like same game but better graphics. Although I feel like the controls are like the thing is it's a remake, but I don't think they remade the like how the player respond, how the avatar responds to input, because there's like this delay between, so like if I jump and then attack someone, there's a big delay between like the jump and the attack. Like Kirby has to like wind up for it, you know, it's like pow. And it's like, I think once you get the timing right, you're good, but it just feels, to me, the delay feels a bit long. Where I'll like jump at something, like thinking I'm gonna knock it out or whatever, and meanwhile my guy's still like heaving, about to do the hoe, and then he gets got. It's like, dude, he's right there. Why didn't you? You didn't need to like go that hard. Like it's a little tiny. I don't know what I don't know what the characters are in Kirby, but you know, the weak ones. Like, bro, that one's kind of weak. You didn't need to go that hard. I don't know why you ever thought it would be necessary to like for that kind of wind up for like a tiny little dude that throws like a coconut at you. No, they don't even throw the coconut. They're just walking. They're just literally just walking. Like that's their job. They get paid to walk around in like the same 3 foot section, and like you're gonna have that kind of wind up. It's like honestly kind of arrogant, you know? Because you're making a like a big show of bashing the brains out of this pathetic little creature that dared to get in your way. Like, oh yes, it is I, Kirby, and I will be your demise. It's like, I don't know, be a little more respectful. Just like wait till bro's turning the other way, hit him in the back of the head with the hammer, and call it a day. You know. And then like the grave robbing, like Kirby will eat people that absorb their powers. It's basically grave robbing. And you can even argue cultural appropriation, I think. Like those hats Kirby gets, they don't belong in a with Kirby. They should be returned to their original countries of origin and placed in museums to commemorate the tragedy of the day of the Kirby days among the fragile population of Dreamland. I mean, to be fair though, I think all the enemies are like implied Nazis. Not sure. I could be making that up. Probably am. But yeah, I thought yesterday I was gonna watch the new episode of My Hero Academia, but actually came out today, so I was off by a day. It's weird. You think it'd come out Saturday, but maybe it does in Japan. But then it takes a second to like get the dub out, or the sub. I mean, no one listens to dubs. Am I right, guys? Haha. What I want to know is where's Cutie Patootie? That guy was cool. Might be expecting me to be on a bit later. Not usually on this early. At 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unheard of for Rose Corp. Unheard of. Yeah, I have a Discord channel, so if you want the Discord, just ask and I'll put the link in the chat. But I'm gonna go into my Discord and remind people that I am actually streaming. I might just be doing other things, but I can't imagine what watching TV. Who wants to watch TV when they can watch my beautiful face? The absurdity of it all. The absurdity of life itself. This is the American dream, my friends. This is what it's all about. New adventures, new beginnings, and love, happiness, a little bit of death, canned worms, and a canary. That's Allstate right there. That's the package. Amazon package, baby. Even though their workers pee in bottles. I wonder if, like, as a commemorative item, if Amazon could, like, sell worker piss. Like, you know, in the future, or, well, I guess in the future they wouldn't do that. But in the present, they might. Because the thing is, if it's like a collector's item, it's the value will probably appreciate on the piss. You'll be able to date it by the level of fermentation. You know, a little more realistically, use carbon-14. Although I don't, I guess you would need like DNA scans to be able to prove the authenticity. Like, I don't know, like who certifies that? Like authentic Amazon piss. But I don't know, it wouldn't be a crazier thing to buy than anti-vax rhetoric, am I right? People need to get vaccinated, man. Inside a whole year. Whole year. Definitely a new experience for many people. Most people don't stay inside a whole year. Funny enough, I had been staying inside the whole year already, so it like didn't actually affect me that much, but 2020 was the year where I was planning to not do that, so it's kind of like, well, kind of unfortunate there. have no idea what I'm doing with these strokes. I figure it'll look decent enough by then. Looks pretty good right now, honestly. Like, it doesn't look terrible, I don't think. I never actually linked the live video into the Discord chat. I think I can embed a live stream from YouTube. Not totally sure. But I've also been wondering, maybe I should dual stream to Twitch. I think you technically can't ever be a Twitch partner if you do that, but I don't know if there's actually any benefits. But Twitch is kind of nuts with their newer streaming TOS or whatever. Kind of want to avoid it, but makes more sense for live streams, I guess. It doesn't look exactly like the reference, but you know, never does it? Sometimes it does. If you really want it to, it does. But I mean, do I really want it to? It'd be nice. It's not a hill I'm gonna die on, though. But you know, if I said this is exactly what the picture looks like from the camera, I wonder if I could like get people to believe that. If I had like a really good marketing campaign, I was like, I don't know if you've ever seen that. This is not a pipe painting. I wonder if you had a good enough marketing campaign on that. I feel like you could get people to agree and buy something too. I mean, not just agree, like they have to buy something. I guess probably a pipe, right? This is not a pipe, so buy a pipe. Like, I don't know, that's pretty smart. I mean, I don't know how they used to get people hooked on cigarettes, but I think this is the way forward. I think always the way forward. You need to give that pitch one of these days. You never know, might strike it big. Get in with big tobacco. Prospects are high in the tobacco industry. Tobacco is gonna be around for another 40 billion years, baby. Man, it really won't, but in my house we have a ornamental tobacco plant. It's called I think the genus is Nicotinia. I don't remember what the plant itself is called. But Nicotiana is the genus of tobacco-related plants. But it's funny because if you touch the leaves, they're like sticky, almost exactly the way tobacco is. And you can also smell the leaves. Like they're ornamental, but honestly, I'm pretty sure you could smoke it. It just might not be as good as like actual tobacco, or it's flavorful or something. I might need to remove my Acrylics glove combo because it's starting to hurt a bit, and I think it restricts my wrist in a way where it like puts way more tension on it than normal. Or might be the angle I'm drawing it. Or actually, wait, no, I normally draw like this. Yeah, it's messing up something. I don't want to get carpal tunnel. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get most of these flower petals done. I'm gonna go either fill this with like a dark green or try and fill out the sky around in the back a bit. Or I'm not sure because I should probably have these two be the same green. Well, I mean, they're both cedars. This one's just more in the background, so I made it like darker, I guess. Probably gonna want to crop this part down here, honestly. I think that'll make it look nicer. Not totally sure. Oh yeah, I use one of these weird like mini keyboards. See, I typed the name on it, or I painted the name on it. This is Gorilla Tape, and I drew over it with the Gorilla paint. Or no, the tape is Gorilla Tape, and I taped the. Right, wait. I have to go back like multiple steps to even explain what's going on here. So the keyboard on my Mac doesn't work, and I was using a different keyboard, but like I always want to type on it as though it were a phone, but it was too big to do that. So I got this thing because it's smaller. And part of why I got this thing too is because it had like a touchpad. So I was like, oh well, I can just have the mouse touchpad thing. In addition, so I got it, but the touchpad on here is like really, really shitty. Like, if you have nothing else, you can use it and get by, but it's like not fun. Like, it just pisses you off the whole time. It makes you not want to ever use a computer again. I guess I gotta clip something. So I got that. So then I was like, well, shit, I can't use the touchpad. So I got out this old mouse I had that I like semi stole from my friend. Like, I needed a mouse for something. He had it. He gave it to me, but pretty sure he wanted me to give it back. But he never really asked for it back, and I just kind of forgot about it. But he wouldn't want it back now because it's really fucked up. It does not work correctly. So I tried that. I'm looking for something. I don't know why I don't see it. Main table summit. Oh wait, here it is. So, oh, there's the dogs. They heard me move my chair, and I don't know. They assumed it's like a burglar or something. I don't know why they do this. Just like reset it. Yeah. So I had to get a new mouse, basically. Well, initially I was like, well, shit, I'm kind of fucked. So I I have a GameCube controller. I could kind of use that. And honestly, what I really want is I wish they made something kind of like a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, but intended to be used as a mouse, and you just have it on the table. You use your index finger to move a little joystick around, to move the mouse around, and then you have like the left and right click or something like that. Like, I don't think it would really work for gaming because you would have to remove your index finger from the joystick in order to left click. Or there might be a better way to design it, but something kind of like that is what I want. Because you don't have to like move your wrist around. So I got this, and this is okay. I kind of got it because I thought it would be a similar shape to my dad's Apple Magic Mouse, which I actually like a lot, but it's $80. But I got this glowy light up thing for $13, and it works. It's definitely a mouse. You can also charge it, so you don't have to keep buying new batteries. I don't know how long the charge lasts. Gotta look at the instructions, because honestly, if I can turn off the lights, that's probably better. But this one, it's shaped a little different from the way the Apple mouse is, where it doesn't, it feels too low. Like, there's no way you can play games on this, but I usually like to use a controller anyway, so that's fine. But it makes like a really soft click, which I actually like. It's very like it makes a very pleasurable click. Although a loud click can be pleasurable too, but this is like a very muted click, as though the click was coming from under the covers. And also the mouse glows. Like, I don't think you can do that. Oh, my yeah, as you can see, like it lights up. The keyboard also lights up. How do I do this? There. I don't know if you can see it. I kind of like to keep the lights off most of the time because the lights really wear down the battery, which is kind of crazy. If you have the lights off, the battery will last for like a week or two before where you have to recharge it from what it seems like. But if you have the battery on, you have to like charge it once a day. I mean, if you have okay, I think I was gone for like I don't know if I'm back yet, but I think my stream fucked up for a couple seconds, maybe a minute, not totally sure. I'm gonna double check to see if the stream's still going. Yeah, YouTube, it says excellent connection. So that's good. That's definitely a good thing. Yeah, the clicks on this mouse are really satisfying. I think maybe I just need to get used to the way the mouse is shaped. It's just not a shape I'm used to. Then once I do that, but I feel like if I use this mouse a lot, it puts like a certain amount of strain on my back. But again, I'm not doing anything crazy with it, so I'm not. It's not like I'm returning this thing. I do hope it works out though. But it's funny because the mouse and keyboard are wireless, but not like Bluetooth. So a wireless mouse, as opposed to a Bluetooth mouse, basically has a kind of receiver that plugs into your USB on a computer. And the thing is, the Macs, or my Mac, it's a 2015 MacBook, only comes with two USB ports, which, I mean, I kind of get it, honestly, because it's a laptop, but it's still kind of annoying if you ever like need to do anything. So I got a USB 3.0 like USB dock. So I turned one USB port into four basically. Then I have a very old USB hub, or pretty old. It's USB 2.0. So I put the mouse and the keyboard on that because they don't need high the higher USB speeds. And that gives me another four. So I have four USB 2.0 slots and four USB 3.0 slots. I'm using a Wi-Fi antenna because I thought my computer was getting bad connection a while ago. I thought it was my computer, but it was actually my router, I think. But I have the antenna now. And the antenna works, so like I use the antenna, but I put that on the USB 3.0 hub because I don't think the connection would be as good on the USB 2. Like you wouldn't get the speeds as fast. Because I think USB 3.0 can, or 3 whatever, can go at like 5 gigabits per second, which is like way higher than any um, internet anyone's getting, I think. I don't know what USB 2.0. I think USB 2.0 can go um, like 800 megabits per second or something like that. And I actually don't know how good that is. Like, I don't know if USB. Well, actually, no, I mean, it probably can. Like, it's probably not the fastest, but because I've had old, like, I had USB antennas, like Wi Fi antennas before, and they were USB 2 back then. And the internet came in fine, but I still would prefer the USB 3 just because, like, I know that's going to be faster. Or it has more potential to be faster, I guess. But I mean, I'm also going off of Wi Fi. But it's really weird how my stream will just like die for no reason. I don't know if that happens to other people, but it's like I have to have the OBS window open. What I wanted to do was have the OBS window be hidden most of the time because it saves a lot on like the CPU. But like it's not really an option. Because then I won't be able to see if my streams died or not. It might be like a Mac problem, like I don't even know. I don't know if it's worth troubleshooting even. Because I just kind of look like I'll just like it's kind of half using my peripheral vision. And plus, if I have a decent number of people chatting, you know, they'll tell me, oh, your stream's kind of fucked up, and then I can fix it. Because if you stop streaming on OBS, like click stop stream and start stream really quick, it'll like, you know, fix it basically. This is definitely in the reference. There was kind of a like a gap over here, so I'm just gonna kind of like add that, I guess, somehow. Jeez, this looks way darker than. I think it dries lighter though. This is definitely gonna look ugly, but oh well. I'm gonna be spending a ton of time correcting this. Let's see. Add some more pink. The world could do with a bit more pink. That's what I hear. I hear that pink is the new red. I know where I heard that from. Orange is the new black. You know what else is black? Joe Biden voters. It all adds up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually kind of wondering. I gotta look up some stuff about like YouTube SEO or whatever. How to like game YouTube algorithm or things you can do. I know that posting on your community page apparently helps a bit. But I've just been kind of naming the videos very similar things. I don't know if that like will hurt me in the algorithm. Like I might want to name my drawing series something else. Because if the title's too long, like I just don't know what YouTube does to that. Like that might partially be affecting my performance, I guess. But I figure if I go I'm just consistently uploading and whatnot, I will be rewarded with patience. maybe not. It's funny, like, no one even watches my channel, but, like, the other day I was actually kind of getting stressed out, like, oh shit, I gotta, like, be doing this thing at this time. There's people that are counting on me. It's like, I mean, barely. I don't know what's with all the pressure, man. Got some ink on me. Got a little bit of ink on me. Damn, it's so sad. I posted on my Discord that I'm streaming. I was hoping that people would come, but no one has come. It's just it's a tragedy. Just a tragedy. Yeah, this just doesn't look correct here. So I think I just have to go over this part with a little bit of white eventually. Might go and get a cookie soon, because it doesn't seem like anyone is here, or if there are people here, they're not commenting, which means they don't get a say in what I do. Simple as that. Time to add more pink. It's really hard to control how much ink comes out of these things. Yeah, down here doesn't look as bad. I feel like down here kind of makes sense. Yeah, well, I guess this is the time for me to talk about the esteemed Andrew Yang, who people are happy supports a New York State universal healthcare bill, because I don't know, people really thought he didn't support universal healthcare because of this one interview that, like, I can't even deny it didn't look weird, but I think it was more because there was like miscommunication. Like, they asked Yang his stance on Medicare for all, and what he talked about, you know, Well, most people, I guess, think when they hear Medicare for All is Bernie Sanders' specific Medicare for All plan. But if you look at legislation, there's been Medicare for All plans in the past, and it's really uh, technically more about universal health care. So he was just using M4A synonymously with universal health care, which, if you go into the interview knowing that, like, it doesn't sound as weird. But if you're thinking that they both are talking about Bernie's single payer plan, then Yang's answers seem like much stranger. But then there's some people that are like, oh, he knew what he was doing, disingenuous for using the Medicare for All tag. But then when you actually look at Yang's healthcare plan, because people like will say it's right wing, I don't know why, but there's definitely at the bare minimum for hardcore Bernie stands. There's things in there that are good. Like, people are making it out like he's defending corporations or whatever, but I saw this one interview where Yang was basically like, if companies don't, um, comply with shit, he was actually explaining how his plan would work. The thing is, he didn't talk about this that much on the trail, which is also partially why I think people assumed he like didn't really believe in it that much. But I think it was more that he needed to spend every second of airtime he got promoting UBI because he just didn't have much airtime. Like, if there was one thing he was going to get out of campaign, it was going to be that. And Bernie was the health insurance guy, so. But in one of the rare interviews where Yang went into a bit more depth on his healthcare, he yeah, it was basically like, we'll confiscate medical patents if they can't meet whatever price standard that we're going to set for the companies based on like reasonable analysis of what things cost. If it comes down to that. Which I think might have been further than Bernie even wanted to take things. Not totally sure on that, honestly. But like, I don't know, people just have this, hardcore progressive people just have this view of Yang that he's just like kind of weak and will sell out on issues or whatever. And like, I just don't know why he doesn't strike these people as having a backbone. Very unfortunate. But it is interesting because right now the most recent polls that have come out have had Adams and Stringer like closer to Yang, but like Adams was up 3 points in one poll and Stringer was down 3 points in one poll. But it was interesting because the one that had string up had atoms down a lot more than the one that had atoms up. So it's kind of like, but you know, Yang was the top of the stringer one. I'm like pretty good on the atoms one. So it'll be interesting to see how real that polling is. Also, you know, the polling's usually done for likely Democratic voters. So if Andrew Yang is able to increase turnout, like his numbers might actually be less than, I mean, it might be more than what people expect, maybe. Especially, you know, communities like the Asian community where they don't like vote in high numbers. But apparently he has a lot of support among Asians. But then the question is, they like Yang, but will they actually bother to vote when the day comes? And also, you can't like register the day before, apparently. So, like, if you're not actually registered with the Democratic Party, like, you can't just register now and vote in the primary. I think the cutoff date for registering with the Democratic Party was like February or something. But you can still register to vote until like May. And this is in New York City. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, Yang's running for mayor. But I think he will do good things. That's what I think. It'll be interesting to see. Because, like, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch or anything, but it seems likely that he'll be mayor. So then that happens. It'll be interesting to see if progressives just look at like objectively the stuff that he gets done. Like, can they deny it? Like, or is there like a point where they're like, "Wow, we had Yang all wrong"? Like, I don't know. But obviously, I feel like most progressives are amicable to Yang at least. There's only a lot of them are, want to paint him to be a right winger, which is very odd to me. The thing too is it's like the people that don't think Yang is like tough or anything should watch like his LA rally. So that shit was intense. I only watched part of it. I need to watch more. I need to watch all of it, but he's very aggressive in that one. Yeah, he's like if I forget what he was even talking about. He might have been talking about like the establishment or something, but he's like, if they're the scissors, then I'm the fucking rock. He said that at like a rally of like 5,000 people. It's like pretty epic, honestly. I so you know they're gonna have attack odds on Yang. So I wonder if they'll like do weird things like actually have that in an attack ad. Like, see, Yang curses. What is this? Do we really want a mayor that curses? I don't know. I feel like that's something that could happen. I think it would be very funny. Just help fuel Yang's campaign. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's here, so I might make the stream a bit shorter. Also, I might stream more. I might start streaming at a different time, I'm not sure. Like slightly earlier. Because I've actually been, like, I just need a consistent sleep schedule. And I've been going to bed at like 4 in the morning. But like I think I've done it enough where, like, you know how like your sleep schedule gets so fucked up, you go like all the way around the clock. So now it's like I'm tired. I'm actually tired when it's late now. So when did I start streaming? I guess I started at like 11, right? So going from 11 to 1, it's not too bad. Pretty sure I usually go to sleep like 1 at earliest. Or early 12 at the earliest, but you know. 1's good too. Yeah, I wonder, do people have like a favorite part of the night? I don't know. Apparently in olden days when like people didn't have, I mean, not even that long ago, like 1700s, you didn't have employment situations the way you do now. It wasn't like a lot of jobs weren't necessarily like 9 to 5s. It was like, you know, you could take lunch or whatever. Like if you're a shoemaker, you're not mass producing shoes or anything. You're just working on your pair of shoes or whatever. At like there wasn't an expectation necessarily for like um any rigid work schedule as long as like you can make someone shoes within a reasonable amount of time. So people would have like siestas basically. That was like more of a thing. Because I learned that there's like different sleep patterns. There's like polyphasic sleep, um, which basically means you sleep at multiple times of the day. And right now, because of the way the work schedule is, most people have biphasic or mono. Wait, what's it? Or actually, no, I think monophasic is one. Yeah, monophasic is one sleep period. Biphasic is two, so it's either mono or bi. Um, and the biphasic would be like you're awake for like um, I don't know, like let's say you get up at 8, go to bed at like 10, but midday you sleep for like an hour and a half. I think in Europe they actually do that a decent amount. They don't really do that in America. So, you know, the way work schedule works, most people kind of need to have biphasic sleeping patterns. Um, you could have quadriphasic, but that's apparently the hardest sleep pattern to do. Because what that one is basically the different uh, like phasic sleep patterns or whatever require different levels of hours of sleep. And quadriphasic is the least, where you would sleep a total of 2 hours a day, with 4 periods of 30 minutes sleep. The reason why that's so hard is because you basically have to enter REM sleep like instantly um, when you need to, and also you can't miss that 30-minute window. But the thing is, I think a lot of work shifts are like an hour or like 8 hours. Um, or wait, well, what's 9 to 5? 9 to 5 is 3, yeah, 8 hours. Quadriphasic, you would have 6 hours of being awake, but if you time it right, you could have it so that your lunch break is your sleeping period. Because I think a half-hour lunch break is pretty standard. Um, add some light over here. And I wanted to do quadriphasic, but the thing is, I don't think it's possible because honestly, my sleeping, like, I think I just need to sleep longer than most people, or maybe, although I don't actually even sleep that much, I think I'm always sleep deprived. I'm not really sure. But my sleeping habits are definitely worse than I think most people. Or maybe not, I'm not really sure. I haven't talked to that many people. They're not good though. Like, I'll just get really tired sometimes in the middle of the day. I don't think my body's made for monophasic sleep, honestly. And I've been able to get into REM sleep really quickly though. Like, there's been periods of my life where I go into like micro sleeps, but like around the same time every day, but not like a seizure or anything. It's like really for like lecture, like classes, I guess. I mean, that's where I'm really remembering this because it's like early. It's like if I get up early in the morning, um, I'll be okay. So like I'll be very tired when I wake up. 30 minutes go by. I'll feel awake. I'll be good for like maybe 2 hours. And then I'll get really tired. And then I'll go into like micro sleeps. And micro sleeping is interesting because it's like you literally have your head up, basically. Or I can like it's weird. It's like I'm kind of aware I'm sleeping, but I'm pretty sure I'm sleeping. Like it's a weird state. Um, cause yeah, I think I'm sleeping, and I can feel my eyes flutter as though, which is what you do in REM sleep. So I think what I was experiencing was micro sleeps, but it's like if someone would call on me, I'd hear their name because I'm also a very light sleeper. So it's like I'm not paying attention, but I can like discern my name. I'm like aware enough of my surroundings where like if something happened, I would be able to wake up, I guess. Microsleep, like you can do it like just sitting up. It's not even like you're lying your head down, and it'll be like you sleep for like maybe 15 minutes. And it's funny because after that, like I come out of it, I feel like very awake. So, I like assume it's a REM sleep type of thing. Um, but if I could do that like on demand, then maybe I could do the quadriphasic sleep. There's also what was this one? I forget what they call it, but there's one with 8 phases. That one's kind of like the most infeasible for like actually having like any kind of normal job, because that one you basically have 8 periods where you need to sleep for 20 minutes each, I think. Or I think some of them are 20-minute sleeps phases and 10 minutes. Which it's funny that that's easier than just sleeping 4 times a day. But supposedly it's easier to do that. Um, my drawing looks relatively fly. That's what I'd say. Relatively fly. Relatively fly. Relatively fly. Relatively fly. Just need to add a bunch more dots. I need to make this more like a block of pink. Because right now there's like too many holes. Although it doesn't like look wrong necessarily, but I want it to look more like full bloom as opposed to like, oh, there's many buds that are about to bloom. I think this looks pretty reasonable. The other type of sleep is triphasic sleeping, which is 3 periods. I think it's like 1 4 hour, or it's like 1 4 hour and 2 2 hours or something like that. That seems that seems doable. Like I'm pretty sure. I think I could do it. If anything, my mine might just be geared towards. I'm not really sure because I do want to sleep multiple times during a day. So triphasic sleep might be better, but that one's also like very inconvenient if you have like any kind of work schedule. But yeah, the different sleeping phases is good if you want to like not sleep as much, because I think monophasic is like the least efficient or whatever. Monophasic requires that you have to like sleep at least 8 hours, whereas other ones require quite a bit less. So if you like are a freak that just like wants to always be super productive, It's definitely something to look into. Yeah, I'd stop streaming at 1. Because I think it'd be like a 2-hour stream. Which is a pretty good stream. I guess if I started earlier, I could go a while. Like, just like more generally. But as you can see, when I don't have much of a chat, kind of difficult for me to like come up with things to talk about. Because like most people, I don't lead the most spectacular life or anything. I need to darken this spawn up. Yeah, the thing I'm worried about is that I won't have enough pink. And like, I've drawn a lot of pink here. As you can see, there's pink on like half the page, but I mean, is that really enough? Like I just don't know when to stop. Like at what point, like when am I crossing a line? I don't think I'm crossing the line. Like but I'm not even sure I'm near where the line is, or where it even should be. Oh, hey, Dootsy Cutie Patootie. Yeah, I started a bit earlier. Um, I don't know if you were heard this, but like at the very end of the stream, I tried to um tell you like about the Discord server I made, but I think you left before I was able to like mention that. That was like at the last second, like, oh crap, I should tell Cutie Patootie about the Discord server. But if you want, I can give you the link to the Discord server, and I'm gonna try and basically say when I'm going live on the Discord server, so you can like get a Discord update on that basically. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how the Discord uh, works in terms of like the different channels and stuff. I haven't used Discord very much. But yeah, I've definitely added a lot uh, before before you showed up. Like, there's a lot of pink now, but I feel like I could add more pink. I'm not sure what amount of pink is too far. Yeah, it's cherries. It's a cherry tree. So you use Discord as like a study group type thing. All right. Well, I'll send you the link and you can check it out. Right now, most of the people that are on there are like my in real life friends because I like just started the channel. Um, People don't really know much about me, I guess. Uh, where's the? But yeah, I gotta add more stuff to the Discord, like informate. Like, I need to put the actual YouTube channel link in the information section and whatnot. I need to. But yeah, I mean, it's Discord's pretty quiet right now because there just aren't a lot of people following me, but should pick up. Yeah, out of curiosity, can you hear like my pen scratching? Because I've seen a lot of people do like ASMR drawing videos with like pen scratches and stuff, and that might be cool, but like, I'm not sure how I'd pull it. Hmm. I'm trying to think of how I'd pull it off. Because I'm very cheap, so I like to use things I already have. So I think what I'd probably do if I wanted to do the ASMR is whatever, well, I'd have to do like very specific drawings, but what I could do is if I wrapped a piece of tape around a pen and then attached my lav mic to it, I think it'd probably pick up the scratching noises better. But the thing is that if I'm doing something like this, then I'm switching pens constantly, so it's kind of a pain. Oh, really? Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't think I've really watched my live streams back that like past like 10 seconds. So I don't so I have no idea like what the audio sounds like or anything or if like the levels are good. Like does my channel sound louder than like other YouTube channels or is it like quieter or anything? It's funny because I told my friends that like I'm live. You know, obviously they might like have other stuff to do, but it's like to me, I feel like it's basically the same as if you were like talking to me on Messenger or something. Because I'll have like long Messenger conversations with my friends, but it's like if I like do that but on here, then like I get the YouTube algorithm bonus. So I'm just kind of like, if you want to chat, it'd be like way better if you did it like in the YouTube chat. But it's also kind of late, so I'm guessing they might just be asleep. Oh yeah, well I wasn't like planning on playing loud music. Wait, is there music playing? There shouldn't be. Yeah, it might be better being soft because I was actually looking at like copyright free music and the stuff I saw was all like 4 or 5 minutes. So it's like if you're doing a long live stream, I feel like that doesn't really work anyway. Um One thing though is I wish I could use like video game music, but YouTube, I know Twitch now, like if you use the video game music, you'll get like a copyright strike. I don't know if YouTube does that, but I think so. So it's like when I play video games, I have to turn off the music, and it's kind of like, all right, well, that's sort of lame. Kind of feel like when you play a video game, there should be music, but oh well. Well, I think you can do like Minecraft. Like I think people that use the Minecraft music are fine. I'm not sure though. Oh, cool. You just joined the Discord. Yeah, I might also like post drawings and stuff I do to the Discord. Um, Gotta see how that works out. Just like a bunch of, I got some black ink on here. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still gonna do retro games. Right now, I'm just working on this painting, and once I'm done with the painting, I'll probably go back to some games. I'm still trying to figure out like I guess how I want to do the streams because um like I don't know if people like to just watch me work on like a painting for like a week, you know, and then play like some games and then like do another painting for a week, or if they'd rather it be something like I do like quick sketches and then play some games one stream, or like I work on a painting for another stream. But I like retro games, honestly. I'm not really a huge gamer. But like the retro games like make sense to me. They're like simpler. Um, or like they're like 2D mostly, and like platformers and stuff. I like platformers. Um, Earthbound was like kind of upper end for me, honestly, because like I didn't know what I was supposed to do really. I was just kind of wandering around. Um, and I played like Pokemon Gold, I think, like a while ago, which I think was influenced by Earthbound. I think Earthbound came out before, and it's like the same basic game format, just like different stuff. Like instead of having like your psychic powers or whatever, you have your own Pokemon that you can use. But like the premise of kind of wandering around and doing like investigation and stuff, like I guess JRPG, right? But even still, like Pokemon and Earthbound are pretty similar in terms of gameplay. But um, I think another game my friend recommended was Final Fantasy VII. Um, so I'll probably play that one too at some point. But like even Earthbound, like I don't know if people like want to watch me as I go through it, or if I should just like stream it one day, then stream it another day, and I'm like way further in the story. Like, like I just don't know how people like game streams. But also, it's like I don't really have gaming like machinery. So the easiest thing for me to do is run like emulators for games that aren't very resource intensive. So it doesn't like so I like I can still stream on my computer. And that basically limits me to like old games or retro games, which I don't mind because I like retro games, but I don't have like a supercomputer like most gamers do. I just have a 2015 Mac laptop. Uh, yeah, every now and then you just gotta like take a step back and kind of look at what you've done to the page. Yeah, I know. So many people stream yeah, Fortnite, Roblox, or Minecraft. I actually haven't played any. Like, I still don't really get what Roblox is, honestly. uh, I've seen people play Fortnite. Minecraft, I like Minecraft. I'll stream Minecraft at some point. Um, but I don't know. I think everyone is into, or not everyone, but like a large number of people would always be down for a Minecraft stream. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I do know why. It is a good game, but it does get redundant when everyone's doing it. But the thing is, like, Minecraft is like a game that can actually run on my computer while I stream. Um, so, but there might also be other, like, I have a Mac too, that's the thing. So if there's like games that can run on my Mac while I stream without like crashing my computer, then I'd be interested in playing it. Um, but yeah, I don't know if a lot of people do retro game playthroughs. I haven't like noticed that. I'm sure there's people that do it. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm sorry that you came a bit late, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna probably end the stream in like half an hour, like around 1:30. But I'll be streaming tomorrow, and I usually what I do, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post um like the approximate time I'm gonna start streaming in Discord. Uh, and that's, you'll get the Discord notification. That's how you know. And then when I actually do go live, I'll post in Discord again. And actually, yeah, I'll post it in Discord and give a link to the live stream. That's what I'll do to make it very easy. Actually, wait, are you subscribed to me? Because that would definitely help too. Because I want to start using the community tab in YouTube more. Because I hear that apparently if you use the community tab a lot, YouTube will pump your videos up more. Or at least that's what I've heard. Yeah, I'm gonna start coloring this tree in a little. Like fill some of the white spots. I'm not sure how it's gonna look. I hope it looks good. But this is like a dark green, so if it's dark enough, it should look good. I mean, I guess. Jeez, this pen was stuck. Really, people. Um, there were a lot of people streaming Tetris in the early 2010s. Wait, another thing. I don't know if you've have you ever played like DDR or like other Japanese rhythm games? Like I kind of want to stream that, but the thing is, I think that would be like a really hard thing to stream because you basically need to give it your undivided attention in like 2-minute bursts. Because if you cannot look at chat and the um what's it called, and like the rhythm game at the same time. But I like the rhythm games a lot. The one I like is 2DX. I don't know if you've heard of 2DX. But that one it's like DDR, but instead of a dance pad, you're using like a fake piano type thing. Um with a turnstile. You're basically supposed to be like a fake DJ. That's like the gimmick. But I actually 2010s I remember I had like this was back when it was still like not socially unacceptable to not have a smartphone. So I had basically like a fake smartphone. Like it wasn't actually a smartphone, but it had a touch screen. And it came with a version of Tetris on it that you could play. And I'd play the Tetris on that thing a lot because that was like the only game it had basically. Because it wasn't really a smartphone. It was I forget what the phone was, but it had like a touch screen and you could slide it and then get like a little mini keyboard. But all those types of phones either had like Tetris or like Brick Breaker or something on them. I remember when I was really little and my aunt had a Blackberry, and she came over for like Christmas or something, and she let me play Brick Breaker on her Blackberry, and I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing. Blackberries are so cool. They have like the keyboard thing on the phone. Because before that, I had like the this was probably in middle school. I had the like a literal flip phone with like the number pad, no keys or anything. It was a pain in the ass to like text things. Yeah, I think this dark green was the right decision. I think this was the right move. I don't know if you've ever seen like professional people play um who are at like the most elite level playing like these old types of games, but if you look at like the Tetris World Champions or some shit, it's kind of insane. Um there's also like Atari games. I actually like the Atari a bit, but I think most games that were made for the Atari were kind of like ass. That's what most people say. Um, but there's a couple I like. Like my favorite is Millipede. I like Millipede a lot because it's just like the most stressful thing ever. Like you feel like you're gonna die every second. But I also like I have an Atari flashback. But if I get like an actual joystick, I might emulate Millipede because that could be fun. Actually, also the I don't know if you've heard of this, but like Apple II games, like the Apple II computer from like the 80s, or I think it was the 80s or maybe early 90s, had like a lot of games developed for it. So there's like a lot of these really ancient 80s games that you can just play that like no one's heard of. So it might be interesting to look into that as well. Huh. I didn't know that they had a Where's Waldo thing on the BlackBerry. Yeah, I never had like my own BlackBerry, but they were cool. Also, there was I remember there was this big ad campaign, I think for like the Motorola Droid, and I thought that was like the coolest thing. I was like, whoa, this looks so epic. Um, because back then I didn't like know what Android OS was. I thought like Droid was just its own thing, but you know it runs a version of Android, and it was like supposed to be iPhone competitor type deal. It made like a droid noise. That was very cool. Oh yeah, the Motorola flip phones are cool. I wish I had one of those. People still, I think they like reissued them, right? Didn't they like have a reissue of like the old Motorola phones because people actually love them so much? Like the Razor, like the which is like the really skinny one that I think you like flip out like a switchblade. I think I don't really remember how they worked, but those were basically I think used as like MP3 players. My friend is asking me if I've ever played shogi, which I haven't, but I have played Chinese checkers, so I'll say that. All right. Wait, also, I got a new mouse. Um, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, but my old mouse was like terrible, and it was just like infuriating to use. So I got a new one, and this is it, and it like glows and stuff. It has a very soft click, which is satisfying. So I'm very happy that I now have an actual mouse. Yeah, my friends asking me about shogi because we've been playing like a lot of chess, and they give rankings in chess. Um, uh, so like levels basically, and I think there's like this app I use. It's called chess.com. They start you out at like 800 and you play. Um, but if you're not good, you won't be at 800 because you'll lose games, and when you lose games, you lose points from your score. So when I started playing, I was like at 800, then I went down to like 600. But I've been playing for like a month and I've been getting better. And I've basically risen all the way up to like 950, which is pretty cool. I don't know how high I can get. I don't know if there's like a point where it's just like, oh, I'm not really getting any better at all. My score has been rising pretty consistently. Oh yeah, the track. Oh, I had. I don't know if you ever used one of like the Mac OS 9 iMacs that were like the kind of roundish TVs, but those ones came with a mouse that was basically a trackball, an Apple trackball, and the mouse was called like a hockey puck, and it was like the most unergonomic mouse in existence, and it used a trackball. And I have one of those, but the trackball's kind of fucked up, so it doesn't like actually spin properly. But it's like the most unergonomic mouse probably to ever be made. It's kind of hilarious. I'm gonna look up a picture because it's very funny. Wait a second. Yeah, so this is the hockey puck mouse. Like, look at this thing. Like, what is this? Why would anyone want this? Um, like, I just don't. Because when you try and use it, you have to like claw your hands like this. Um, like wait, where's a, where's a? It's like if you have a roll of tape like this, and then you're trying to move it around and use it like an actual mouse. Like I don't know what Apple was thinking on that one, but it was not. It was not a smart move. All right, back to the drawing. Back to the drawing board. All right, so shogi. Um, yeah, I don't know anything about shogi, but yeah, I guess it's kind of cool that you can use the pieces you capture. I guess that's kind of like Othello. I mean, I'm guessing it's like not actually like Othello at all, but I just like Othello. Yeah, maybe I'll play shogi on here. I definitely want to have another chess stream. The thing is, it's like I'm not sure exactly how to go about um streaming in the sense I don't know if what people are looking for in a stream is like me doing like 10 different things in one stream, like doing some art, doing some games, blah blah blah, or if it's more like okay, today I'm gonna play some games, today I'm gonna play some art, or maybe like this week I'm just gonna draw. This week I'm just gonna play a video game. Oh yeah, Scrabble's good. Scrabble's another one that I love because I have a pretty good vocabulary. I feel like my vocabulary used to be better, but I just don't read as much as I did when I was in school. So like I know the like I'll recognize words, but I'll kind of be a little hazy on the definition. And then I don't like I know words, but I don't use super complex words in my everyday speech, which some people just naturally do, and it's kind of weird. But I usually annihilate people in Scrabble. or at least the people I've played against. Yeah, I haven't played Chinese checkers in so long. I honestly don't remember exactly how it's played. But I remember the Chinese checker set I had came in like a children's book. And it was like some children's book about like um something Chinese. I don't know. I don't know if the story was like about Chinese people or just like Chinese culture in general. But in the back of the like children's book was like a sleeve that just had like a full Chinese checker set in it, and I used to play Chinese checkers on there. Monopoly, I've like only ever played for like 2 seconds. I've never like played a full game of Monopoly. Um, but yeah, I haven't like played board games in a while. I'm not like a huge board game guy, but I've like played a lot of board games like over the course of my life. Yeah, so oh yeah, so Chicken, you weren't here for the last stream, but it was kind of chaotic because my parents went to a concert, so I basically had to take care of my dogs, and they were like acting insane on the stream while I was like drawing. I was like drawing around them because they were like on my lap basically. It was kind of hilarious. Yeah, also I watched the show on Netflix called Jupiter's Legacy. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it was actually pretty good. It's like a superhero show, but like the majority of it isn't about fighting like supervillains or anything. Like it's not like an action. It's not really an action show. It's like gets really deep into like character development and like the inter like the relationships between the various characters and kind of um there's like this one family that's like the um like epic superheroes, I guess, that kind of like started the whole superhero movement. So they're like just stronger than everyone else, I guess, and like that like head family, like their whole kind of fucked up family dynamic. And there's like a lot of kind of psychological or well, I mean, I don't want to call it like Freudian analysis or anything, but like the characters are like definitely feel um psychologically analyzed in the movie. Like it's really in depth into the character's psychology. And I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like um um what's it called? I don't know. I got some ink on me. But basically um like one of the characters is like kind of crazy but like not crazy. So you're kind of like in this weird um area where you're trying to figure out what is and isn't real, and you, like basically like but it's like simultaneously like world building. So like you don't exactly know like how this world is working basically, or like the underlying principles behind why people are getting powers. And it kind of goes into that, and that's like really good. Yeah, I'm gonna fill that in. I'm not just gonna leave it like this, but I'm probably like I think I'm gonna finish it in the next stream. um I'm probably gonna sign off pretty soon because I think I've been streaming for like almost 2 hours. All right, so it says I've been streaming for an hour 40, although well, actually I don't know if I've actually been streaming for an hour 40 because my stream died for like a second and I restarted it. But I will stop in 20 minutes when that thing is done. Although I did say I'd stop at 1:30. I don't know. I'm still kind of in the zone, so I'm going to keep going for a little bit. Oh, wait, are you leaving? Well, I was going to stay for a few more minutes because I'm kind of like in the zone. But I'll probably, like, I don't really know. I'll end it eventually, but sooner rather than later. Trying to kind of get the shading right on this tree. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to color this tree the dark green next. Or I don't know if I want to do the cherry blossoms first or this tree. And the thing is, doing the cherry blossoms, I still need to fill in the rest of the sky. I guess. Oh yeah, the Netflix thing is really good. It's well, I'll type it in the chat so you know exactly what it is. But it is. Where did my mouse go? Oh, here it is. I think it's called Jupiter's Legacy. Is that right? Yeah, yeah, okay. When did this come out? Oh, see, IMDb gives it a 7 out of 10. Like, I don't know. I mean, I liked it a lot. I feel like IMDb is kind of stingy, though, to be honest. Alright. But it's like the main superhero dude is like 120 or something. Uh, because I guess like his powers allow him to like live longer, but he's like old. So it's not like he's immortal, he just ages more slowly, I guess. But, you know, he's also got like superpowers. So, but it's funny because he's like old. Although I think he's like actually played by an actor in like his 40s who's just like given old makeup. He's like a kind of like fat looking guy that you wouldn't expect to be able to beat ass, you know? But he's like the most powerful dude. But yeah, it's not like an action show. It's like really focuses on the character development especially of the, you know, head family of like the superhero society, because like they basically made like this isn't really spoilers because I think all of this is explained pretty early in the first episode, but there's like this union of superheroes that like the head superhero guy made because he's like the best superhero. Um, and you know him and his children are like the strongest. So there's kind of like it's dysfunctional in the way that like a celebrity family would be, but they're also like superheroes. So there's like an added kind of moral responsibility to their actions because if they don't do the right thing, then that can like they basically have more responsibility to society than like a celebrity would, you know. Um, so you know, living with the moral ramifications of their actions is also like a lot harder. So it's just a feels like a very thoughtful show to me. I haven't finished it though, but it's pretty intense. I'll say that it's not what you would expect from a superhero uh, show. Oh shit! No, it's the wrong green. Oh, I can go over it. Where did the pink go? I watched Winter Soldier. I haven't watched WandaVision. I've heard that people liked it, but I'm kind of like boycotting Disney Plus, to be honest, because I think it's kind of ridiculous that Disney's like, oh, we're gonna make a streaming service where we only play Disney stuff, and then meanwhile it's like Disney owns half of the movies, and it's like, all right, so wait, I have to like give you like $30 a month to watch like movies that you just bought. Like they didn't even make a bunch of the movies; they just bought them out. And then it's like, okay, like it'd be one thing if it was like you paid the Disney Plus subscription, and then you could watch like the movies that they released to theater for like free. But no, you gotta like pay $30 to watch that movie on Disney. Like it costs more than actually going to the movie theater. That being said, you could probably illegally download WandaVision if you wanted. Um, Although you know that's illegal, so you probably shouldn't do it. But yeah, I mean, like if someone else had Disney Plus and wanted me to watch WandaVision, I would. Because based on ads I saw about it, it seemed kind of like there was some mind trickery involved in the show. Winter Soldier was funny because it was like years before I ever actually watched the movie like chronologically. Because a lot of movies I don't actually watch in the theater. I watch them when they come out on like HBO or something. Um, Although it's weird, we don't actually. My family doesn't actually have a cable subscription anymore, which is weird. But we'd watch them on HBO. So, and then other channels too play the um, those Marvel movies. But basically, I would always come in on like the part where Captain America's like coming down that one elevator. Like basically within 10 minutes of that, I just kept that's always when I would catch the movie. And then there were a couple other parts. So I'd usually catch the movie then, but then there were a couple other parts where I'd catch the movie. So like I had seen the whole movie, but just not straight through. So I could like piece together what the narrative was from like the different sections I watched. But eventually, I actually watched the whole thing all the way through. But yeah, it's funny. It's like, because I'm like mid 20s. So I remember when Iron Man came out and I saw it in the theaters. And it's just like, damn, if only I knew. If only I knew what Marvel would become after that movie. But it's like, it's funny though, because I feel like the Marvel stuff has improved over time. Because if you watch some of the earlier Marvel movies, because I think everyone universally roasts the first Thor movie. And I think people kind of universally are like the first Captain America movie was pretty meh. And then if you look at Iron Man 2 and 3, like those movies were both kind of bullshit to be honest. But I feel like in the last 5 years, basically after Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like that's when Marvel really started to like hit its stride, I guess. But like some of the fight scenes are like actually kind of exhilarating in like a way that before I'd only was able to get from like anime fight scenes. So like you kind of can't deny like the choreography and stuff. And then it's like the stories themselves, like they're not complex, but they're not bad or anything. It's not like they're reinventing the wheel or anything, you know. They're not doing anything like super experimental. Oh, so like with WandaVision, each episode takes place in like a different decade, kind of. Because like I actually don't have any idea what it's about. I just saw like some really short commercials, and it didn't really make it clear what the plot was gonna be or anything. It just made it seem like it was kind of gonna be weird and not like about beating up villains, which is I was like, oh, that seems kind of interesting. You guys are like Marvel people. I have a friend who's like a total comic nerd. Um, it'd be interesting to see you two talk about the comics a bit, like in the chat. But his thing is that like the DC, like the comics specifically, are better for DC than Marvel. In general, in general, but for the movies, like all the Marvel movies are better than like in general the DC ones. So, that's his take. Um yeah, I haven't really read much of any of the comics, but I did watch like the 60s Iron Man and Hulk, and it was pretty fun. Pretty fun shows. Um very very weird. The Hulk got really weird like the further it progressed. One thing that I wish about both Marvel and DC is that they'd put out more like actual animated features. Like I don't know, I think people would watch that if it was well done. Um and Marvel like doesn't really make animated shows. The only I've seen like I think two Spider-Man series from recent times, but I feel like they just keep rehashing Spider-Man. Or actually no, there was that one Avengers series from a couple years ago. Um but still, I mean, they'd have like the shows, but I do wish that you'd have more like animated features. I guess there was Into the Spider-Verse. Like that was cool. I'm glad they did that. I wish they do more stuff like that is what I'm saying. Because comics, that's like drawn. It's like um, you know, the medium is a hand, or not necessarily hand, but the medium is not live action originally, which doesn't like automatically mean, I'm not saying like all live action things are bad. It's just I wish that they'd would do stuff for people that like animated things, or like the particular types of artistic styles that uh got stuff on me that superhero comics use. Yeah, that's my thing with the CG. Like some of the Marvel movies, I feel like okay, so like Thor Ragnarok. I think that worked because Thor Ragnarok was just like so cartoonish. Like we weren't really like the audience isn't really expected to like take anything super seriously. So like the crazy CG and whatnot isn't like a turn off for that movie just because of like the vibe. But now, if I'm like supposed to take the Hulk seriously, I don't know. I will say though, with Avengers Infinity War, I actually haven't watched Avengers Endgame yet, but like the CG they did with Thanos was like actually really good. Like they were able to get his emotional expressions down like really good. I'm guessing they used some sort of like facial AI recognition software or whatever to do it, but like I thought the CG on him was good. But yeah, in general, the thing with the CG is it's never gonna look quite like it's actually there. I mean, maybe it will eventually with like progress on like AI. Um, you might be able to get something like if it, that might actually be possible where in the future it's because you know you can do deep fakes like right now. Like you might get deep fake technology where you can have CG look like seamless with reality. But I mean that's not how it is right now. And the thing is with like animation you can get everything to look cohesive like it fits. And the other thing that I like about animation is that you can have like cartoon characters do stuff that like normal people wouldn't and have it not like seem that crazy, I guess. Or like you can buy it, you know, like even if they're not acting exactly like how you would expect a regular human to act. So, you know, superheroes especially seems like something that would lend itself to being animated. So I wish they would do that more. But yeah, like 70s Hulk, it was like I don't know what kind of budget they had, but it felt like they basically just scanned the comic and like animated like 3 frames a second on average. Oh, really funny thing, it was the like I didn't know this existed, but apparently there's a 70s event there's like a 70s Avenger TV special and I watched part of it and it's like very funny because like all the event because it's live action. It's like a live action, but it's like the most 70s thing. So it's kind of interesting seeing like these superheroes in like very 70s context, I guess. And like with 70s special effects, like TV special effects, so like not even like anything crazy. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go now. But it was fun talking to you, Dootsie Cutie Patootie. But yeah, I did start the stream a bit earlier than I usually do, I guess. But for the next stream, um I'm gonna post when I'm gonna start in the Discord, and it should start anywhere between like 10 p.m. and midnight, uh, East Coast time. Uh, hello, chicken. You've been lurking there, chicken. You, you've been lurking a bit. No, chicken. You need to watch Marvel movies. That's what you need to do. That's your assignment. All right. Yep. I'll be here tomorrow, I think. See you later, Dootsie Cutie Patootie. Oh yeah, you're getting owned, chicken. Well, that's what you get for playing shogi. All right, yeah, I'm pressing the stop button now. I need to figure out a better way to end my streams where it seems like more epic and not like a lingering goodbye, you know? Because that's what this feels like. All right, see you next time, guys.